I think it's recording now. Yeah, I see some interesting tubing system in your energy sphere. It's like imagine a lot of plastic tubes come in and out. And they're all twisted and turned, and it's like a labyrinth. And you say that to make yourself little, and you go in and out. And it's like, it's kind of funny you say that. It's like your house, but you can live it if you want it. So I see some holes at the bottom also. And there's some strange creatures type. You know, they look like those ancient centipedes but they have the shells on top, much like a turtle shell, like primitive type beings, but they come from some planet. And it's like you keep closing up the holes, but they keep coming. And I think the tunneling system that you created yourself, it was those tubes that you go through. It's like imagine little portals put together into big labyrinths of portals. I think you just go out when they come in. And you say they usually are the male and female, and they have the like their babies, and they try to use you to breed the babies in you as an incubator to use your procreative ability. And I see it's like they would try to insert the eggs in your stomach area. It's like in between the stomach and uterus, which is very unusual because they would usually use either one. Usually I would go for uterus. And they would put like a sack in between with eggs, and the eggs would hatch at some point. And the little creatures would come out, but you actually push them out. You found a way. You would do this thing. You would make your energy body real little. You would crawl out yourself of it. It kind of looks like you leave your energy sphere all the time. And then because they wouldn't have a source of energy, which is your energy bodies, they would just like leave. And it's a constant struggle back and forth. It's like the whole life pretty much it's actually from age 8 or 9, more towards 9, but not turned 9 yet. It's something related to school, something related to you feeling lonely or feeling something didn't go like, like you wanted to be friends with somebody, but it just didn't happen. You were refused, rejected. Something from that feeling that they got you, the ones who crawled into your energy sphere. Because I see you on the grass and you're just playing with grass between your fingers, but you're actually immersed in your thinking process. And it's a girl, it's about a girl with dark hair, and she just doesn't like you. So she said something that hurts you basically. And you start seeing like this little bugs and things like that, and I see the portal opens, and it's like this bug. They're very smart. They are semi AI technology beings because it can shapeshift. It shapeshifted into a fairy, and you were fascinated by it, and it's like flying around you, and only you can see it. And it just flies into your energy sphere because it tells you that you'll never need a friend again. You'll just be her friend. And you agree to it. You're curious to see. She says like we can fly around in a dream state. I can show you different worlds. We can fly. You can fly without wings. You don't need them. I'll teach you how. You'll be with me. And you just agree to it, and that's how it started. The thing is, this is only your fourth life. You haven't been here much. They infused you with 15, I can call it fake lives, because I see them as discs. They are built into like the chakras, and they give you a perception that you've been here for a while. I was supposed to give you this perception that you have been here for a while, but that really don't work because um, your subconscious is still figured out and wanted to wake the physical part up. Um, it's like they're like transparent, plasticky, soft. That's how I see them in your energy centers that are like really you have to be taken out. You're kind of pushing them out right now, and they just fly out like frisbees into your hands. But then there is this thing here. There is like a ball. It's like a crystalline, but when I touch it, it's like gel, like substance right here, your third eye area. And I feel like it can give you headaches. It can give you a sense of like spaciness or being spaced out or something like this, or lightheaded or nausea or something like this. At times, it just depends. But because I feel like this thing is just like has a consciousness of its own because it spreads out, it contracts, it spreads, it contracts, and and then there's another thing I see. Like there is just cords. They come from the shoulders down like this to the center, and they go right straight through your solar plexus down through your stomach, and they end up in the uterus, and they're like drain the energy from those areas. Those are like major energy centers. What are they draining them for? Well, this is actually, here's the thing. It brings me all the way to some other reality. It didn't start here. I see some mother. It's called. She calls herself Mother Queen bee, but she's really not a bee. She's like an ant mixed with a bee and a fly. Very strange looking thingy with a purple shiny body, and then like they had looks like a head of a gray almost. It was a purple head, and the eyes are like completely black, and I see they're in segments. They're like screens. They go all they wrap around the size of her head. And she's connected to multiple realities of the third, fourth, and up to 6 universes. They like took over those universes. So basically, these universes are overpopulated with insectoid forms, different ones. And I see mantis beings going there and take DNA from them, and they're like mixing DNA from them with human DNA that they get through trading on Jupiter, on that trading center that's inside the planet. And you were like a scientist of some sort, and you were trying to, but it's a different type of scientist. You were studying species basically that were populating different planetary systems or universes, because I see on a metallic capsule looking type, very long spaceship, and you look like a very tall energy body. It's determine the color. It's like kind of yellow mixed with green, but it becomes like it changes to turquoise and then back to bluish green, something like this. And you're just wearing like a white suit. It's cloth. It's not tight. It's not second skin. And you say I'm a universal scientist. M52. It says on the left side of the chest, M52. I think you go by some numbers or something. So you patrol the universes and check on the populations of different beings, species. You're curious how they survive, how they multiply, how they change their appearance according to what they create in the environment and how they adapt with time of advancements and things like that. In a way, you check on also so that the technological progress is not overpowering the spiritual progress. And then you run into this universe and it's sort of like out of control. That's a force one. Kind of interesting because this life lights up as number 4 and this is a forced universe. And you try to take control of those beings, but they energetically get attached to you. It's like you take them to the lab to study them, but they have some. It's like they can cause some electromagnetic disturbances. That's what you say, and that's what they created. And they also have the waving abilities like a spider, but much faster than a spider. So they basically what they did. So there was like 3 scientists at the lab of you, and you brought 6 of those. And they had the ability to break through the glass where they were in and just wave a big type of bubble out of the net, and the net is just like a electromagnetic field around you and your other two from your crew members, or like, I don't know, the scientific group or whatever you are in, it's three of you working together, and they just pulled you up. There's a specific portal there, go straight to Earth. Kind of looks like a wormhole. And what they do, they just like literally pull a sack with three of you behind themselves, and you just incarnate according to your vibration. At that point, your vibration was pretty low because you didn't expect that to happen to you, that those creatures would be so powerful over you. And you just go like South Africa right away. I see you drumming on the drum. I see you. It's like you're doing some chanting, rain chanting, sun go away, sun come in, chanting, wind, bring in the wind and all of this. And just a village. The buildings look like made out of clay, with on top they look like they put sticks and then the big palm tree leaves on top. Something that is really kind of tied up to their sticks. They dry up and they cover them more with the leaves. So it's like multiple layers of leaves and then on top clay type thing or something of that matter. But I just see you as a man. Kui, that's how they call you. I hear them call you that name. Is it Monty? That's your wife? I mean, it's like you do a ritual because I see it's pretty interesting. That's how you pair up. And then there's kids and all that. So it's like a simple life that you actually really enjoyed. Because nobody was touching you. That point was a long time ago. But you were connected to the stars. You could read the energy of stars. You can talk to them. They would dance for you. They would talk back to you in your head. And you can translate that to your tribal members. You're very connected in that life. And then it just like there's some program. Basically, I see the sides of the matrix box, and there is just two golden strings connected to your back at the waist level, and that's how they would pull your soul. So the soul goes out of the body after the body dies, and then those strings would just keep the soul down, and it would have no choice but be sucked into the distribution center. That's what they call it. It's I see some little grays walking behind. Like imagine the size of like an old looking TV type thing. That's how I see the matrix, like a box, and behind those sides of the box, they just kind of get hold of the cells, and then souls that belong to them and attached to those golden strings, they just send them back to another incarnation. And you were kind of lucky because in a way you were choosing your own family. The main purpose basically of those little crawlies attached to you were to drain the energy. There's a huge metallic planet. It's off the side of the black sun. And there are holes in it. And basically it looks like big metal with holes. And there are like termites running inside. I mean, they kind of look like that with big wings, but they stand up on their back feet when they come out to the surface. Everything is like, imagine if you had a planet with grass and flora. It just used to be beautiful, but then somebody covered it with metal spray paint. That kind of like it looks. And there's a big what's it called, that pile of whatever it is, clay looking thing where the ants live. That's how her throne looks. It was a big hole that she comes out and she connects through her antennas on top. Looks like a gray head with antennas to the rest of those, the army, the soldiers, she calls them. And it's like a hive mind thing, the whole thing. It started with some mistake. It's like a computer error. It started with some error like this of creation. Somebody was creating something. It didn't go the way it was supposed to go. And then, as I understand, they started multiplying those ant beings. And she's the queen. She's like the oldest of them all. Because these creatures, they never die unless you cut off the energy from them. There are tons of people connected to them. There's just like thousands of people connected to that planet. I mean, thousands of souls. Ah, and that's what they do. They just use energetic bodies as incubators to raise their AI, half AI, half biological, little offsprings. And then they spread them. They encapsulate them and they shoot the capsules. It's like a mechanism to other planets. And all of a sudden, if other planets are not protected, so there are no like layers of energetic protection around the planet, they would just infiltrate. They would go right through the energy layers onto the planet's surface and would start eating up everything alive, much like insects on Earth do. Like they eat greens and destroy harvests like that, but except they destroy the surface, everything biological, because I feel like they're part of this black goo also, the kind of like distributions throughout the galaxies and universe. And because inside of them, that AI, it derives from something close to that black goo stuff. So what you do, you just take those ropes from the shoulders in the middle out, and then in the head, that gel-like thing. It's like a ball, but it's not a ball. It changes shape. So take this one out with those ropes too, and you put it all in the portal. Close the portal. It's interesting, you created a portal with like transparent door. You can see what happens. Put it on the fire. And I told you to like raise your vibration and push everything out. If you want to create something different, and you said you're just creating a solar waterfall, like out of the original sun's energy, and it's pouring through you and it's burning everything up in your body, and it just evaporating like fumes that I see. Those are golden fumes. You also disconnect it on the back, and those cords, the golden cords. This grays are constantly running around behind the walls of the matrix. They're not happy you got disconnected. Uh, so that just got burned down, and you raised your vibration. Those discs with programs they can call chakras with discs inside are gone also, put them in the portal. You called on, I see you on that planet with that the mother bee creature. She's a strange looking thing. She can turn into a human being. She actually has a lot of human DNA that she can walk into a human body. She's compatible with it. She's done so many mutations on her body, on her DNA, that she can easily do that. She says she's connected to some people involved in pharmaceutical companies. So she's controlling not only, so she takes energy but also controls. She connects to people through them taking those things that, yeah, those things that doctors prescribe. Trying to use the code language. So yeah, interesting. And she eats the energies of suffering, of things like that, of addiction to certain chemicals in them and things like that. She has, I mean, it's close to 1 million people, I guess, she's connected to, draining energy from. And you confronted her. You're telling her that you disagree with all this, and where's your contract? And she says the contract doesn't exist. You just agreed. It was a subconscious conversation, and you want to do experiments on on our people, she calls them, and we're doing experiments on you. So you basically say that you're just aware of everything what happened, and you disconnect from her, and you're cutting the cord, the connection with her, and you're also opening the portal and just pushing all those bugs. And you actually did, you create a little vacuum, like a handheld vacuum, just vacuuming all the energy sphere inside. And you also pushed out all this little, those tubes, the tubing system that you created, not needed anymore. And you changed the timeline. You went back to that lab you were in, how they created, they shot out that when they created that bubble of that it's like such an interesting thing. It looks like a spider web, but it's made out of electromagnetic field of energy. So you just kind of prevented them from doing it. You put metallic, translucent metallic capsules over the glass containers, and they could never get through them. Those, and you just send them back to their planet. So you're not gonna study any of that. And once you did that, the whole lab is just disappeared. It was kind of like a floating lab in the middle of nowhere. basically connected to the planet, but it's like it was created for temporary use only. So nearby the nebula M27 there. So let's see, anything else around you? Let me see. Yeah, you just cleansed, you burned up everything, you cleansed you started up, you initiated the regenerative process. There's no holes in the energy sphere, nothing like this, because you expanded your essence and it just expanded and cleared up everything in the energy sphere. So, yeah, you're not connected to anything anymore. So, used to have strong beliefs in some things, but then they're no longer there. I feel like you rethought and understood a lot of things too, because your emotional, mental body, when you're cleaning them, it's like the programs are there, but they're not really active. That's what I felt. It's like you deactivated them by understanding through your understanding of things. Your DNA. Your DNA is interesting. It's like granulated. It's like granules. Mm. You know how the snow sometimes like it comes down in like round little things, or like the paint, like the popcorn type on the ceiling. That's how it looks. Your DNA. Uh, and then they did inject something into DNA, those, so you couldn't use it. You couldn't get to your knowledge. You couldn't get to your deep connection with your intuition. That deep connection was kind of on mute. I see that we're doing something, but it was in the life before this life. They were trying to infuse you with uh, some insectoid DNA. When I touch it, it's like I feel like it's something like spider and the fly type thing. It's just whatever hive mind, um, parasitic type AI, semi AI beings. But I see that your DNA would reject it all the time. So they would do multiple injections type thing, because by chemical substances that they have, they can easily mutate DNA. Um, it didn't work much. It just made it numb type thing. And so imagine the DNA strands, and there are like 28 of them, and they're all composed of this like glittery white. It was like snow in the sun type, little bubbles. That's how I see it. So you just initiated the process, like doing this with your hands, the process of reactivating those 28 strands. And you're saying that you are pretty new to this universe also. You're much preferred to, at a very high soul level, to observe others rather than incarnate your own self. and create avatars and activate avatars with your own energy because you don't really like risks like that. And creation always has risks involved, just like what happened to Earth. Got overpowered. So, but in a way, it's kind of interesting because at a soul level, you don't like taking risks, but at the same time, the whole situation of you as scientists and all that was created to, so you yourself like to challenge yourself. You, in a way, challenge your own self by sending yourself to Earth. To, but there's another part of you that also came here voluntarily, like as a volunteer. So there are different parts of you, and you're just standing there telling me that it's all part of the plan. And sometimes it's pretty amazing to see how the planet wins over and reclaims its rights. And that's what's pretty much happening now. It just the truth is hidden from us. We don't know the real numbers, how many people are know the truth. But it's happening in a mass scale. So I just see you happy in your energy sphere. It kind of goes and swirls. It's very interesting how it's like sparkling with different colors. But you can ask any questions now.
Oh, thank you so much. I just really would love to know also anything that I'm supposed to be maybe doing coming up or in my life or things I should be focusing on.
You're an observer. That's what I heard a few times from your, like, I see you at the floating city that you created for yourself up there. It's all made out of, it looks like glass sand that you molded. It kind of looks like Gothic style, beautiful building. And that's just your creation. You work with some other souls. I mean, you don't really work, you kind of enjoying yourself, creating different things or watching others, what they're doing energetically. And sometimes you co create, but most of the time you like to observe and learn through others, through their experiences. Um, so you're here to experience, that's what you're saying, just to experience. And you're curious about everything, how it's gonna go, because your subconscious is always it's just pretty active. But you create screens in your energy sphere, and you just look through screens at different countries, people, souls, the levels of their consciousness, all that. That's what you like to do, that I see. So you just like to sit and observe type thing. You're curious. Mm, what do you need to do? I mean, it's pretty much open for you. It just before they were siphoning your creative abilities and your vital energy, the creative energies, through those implants. But now they're no longer doing it. So whatever you feel like doing, but I feel like 4 to 5 months, a lot of people will find themselves in 4 to 5 months, because right now is everything is just The energies are too crazy. That's what it is. So right now we make connections in plans and in small groups, four, 5 people, three, because the smaller the group, because we're still in the matrix, the better it is. Nobody would disturb it, type thing. Like you have to really make sure you connect energetically and resonate with each other at a deep level. Because when you co-create, you have to be like totally on the same page. And that's what people are kind of feeling through and connecting to the right people. That's why we agree at a higher level to meet here. And then when we need each other's help, we call on each other. Things like that, because the world we know now is just gonna slowly disappear and it's gonna be rebuilt in a new, different way. It's gonna be more through towards connecting, exchanging of we do exchange energies, but we kind of have to do it through the matrix systems now. But we're gonna abandon those systems with time, and we're just gonna learn how to do it without. It's just like everything's in the process of, and that's why every single person asks this question. And what I see you're saying to yourself, your subconscious, it just stay still in the stillness and just find the right people. You'll just know, and maybe you already found them. Maybe when these people create something bigger, they could use your help. That's how it's gonna be. But this is kind of like right now. It just it's just a time when you kind of going through the different waves of energies, and physical body feels it, and emotional body feels it, and some days are hard to keep up with this energetic storm that is coming straight at you, you know. So that's but the decision is always yours, because you're the own creator of your reality. What you believe in, you create. What you think of, you create. I mean, that's why they use us. They want us to believe in all this negative things, and they put those programs in dreams, in other sources of information, so we hear it. When we hear it, we get a little scared maybe, or maybe we believe a little bit and we'll start creating that. So, but you have to always remember who you are and how you do it, because most people know it in theory, but in reality they get so easily scared, by a little piece of information here or there. Or so it just takes constant work and analysis of your own thoughts, and whatever impulses with information keep bombarding us. We have to realize that most of them are just not us. But yeah, it's kind of like you just came to observe.
Mm,
A lot of us did.
yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna ask you too, if possible, about my 24-year-old daughter Emily. She's having a really hard time figuring out what to do with her life. She was supposed to go into nursing school, but she's decided not to, and it's been very difficult. So,
Your subconscious like probably refuses it. Um, Here's how I see her. When you called her name, she came. I see like energy. It goes like it forms, it just, uh, how to say it? It's almost like you shoot a ray of energy, right? And it twirls and swirls and it's all over her. I'm just telling her to stop it because, ah, it's like a blue snake. It's a blue snake from some sea, from Zeus. From Zeus, sent from Zeus down to Neptune, something like, it's something related to very ancient times. Got connected to her. She's actually holding it and showing it to me. It's got scales, very sharp um, face. And that's the one that was confusing her all the time. And that's the one who sent her the idea of going to nursing school, but her subconscious was strong enough and kept sending impulses not to, because that's not her place to be. She's going to be doing some, she would be good at, she has some energy of water in her, something, because it seems like it's sparkling water. Let me tell her that. She did throw this snake into the portal. It's super long. And she feels better. She has some kind of like, looks like a crown, like a strange looking thingy metallized on her hand. I think that's how the snake was controlling her thought processes. She took it off, threw it out. Yeah, her subconscious, it's like she's telling me that she wants to do something with people, talking to people. Through talking to people, she can send positive energy. She heals through talking. Consultation, something like this. Online consultation of some sort, something like this. Um, Also, like she needs to be in the vibration of energy to make a clear, conscious decision about what she wants to do. But I feel like she belongs to this generation of young people who would actually be creating a lot new things. She's waiting for a specific moment, and that's when the ideas will come to her. And there are a lot of people, like young people like her, who are in limbo right now. They're just waiting for the exact moment when the energies are just right to start coming up, when the opportunities are going to be coming up. That's the thing. Because when the system starts being restructured after the very base of it is gone, the people like that with creative ideas are going to be needed. Right now, it's like almost dangerous to get a job in the system.
Mhm.
So with all this innovations and all this new rules and all this stuff they're trying to push, I mean, just better stay away. Um, but yeah, I feel like most of the jobs are going to be online anyway. They already are, but they're going to be more and more. So, but then at some point, people will be just, there's going to be something about the climate or something. People will have more um, opportunities to come together in like perfectly nice environment outside and do energy work and things like that together, exchange ideas, and then they'll be exchanging services and all this things like that will just go. We're just going through tough times right now, so kind of have to wait it out.
Mhm. That makes sense. Um, I mean, is there any way you could check on my son Caden, who lives here with me? He's also 22. He doesn't really know the direction either, really.
He's on an interesting spacecraft. He calls it Stingray, kind of like a shape of that. He's a navigator. He's like a pilot, navigator. He loves space. He loves speed. Likes like free thinking. Uh, uh One sec. Just connected to him. It's like there's something in his head because I feel almost like pain in there. Yeah, there's something. It's almost like looks like a metallic tube, and it bends over, and it goes into the it 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 goes through the vision center and hearing and like a little bit of yeah, it touches those mostly, but it kind of looks like a shower head with multiple holes, and there's energies coming from it. It almost looks like energetically, looks like transparent energy, twisting lines, and then they twist around the head. The same type of idea, but behind there's some alien standing in a helmet with a black shield like a glass over his eyes. They caught his spaceship at some point, and so you came up to him, you gave him information, you gave him like looks like a card, just opens up, and from it that comes the energy. He like absorbs it through his eyes. So he got rid of that alien. It was connected through the heart, around the heart there, to him. Threw him out, disconnected. I took out that thing from his head also. Just taking out multiple. They're just like rings, like a metallic rings, pretty small, like in his chest area and his stomach, down there, and also in the like where the knees are, on the back. It's just a remote controlling type of devices, implants that he removed, and they were just following him around, taking all the parameters from him, mental, emotional aspects, body functioning, and all this stuff. I took it all off. Just threw it all out. Yeah, he was confused about that because I feel like he has connection to SSP or there's some more. There's a lot of stuff there, I feel. And more than just that. But he says like this, I'm not gonna tell. He gave him the information, it's up to him right now. It's like, he loves, his subconscious loves participating in some programs. He actually does like it. There's some interest there in all that subconsciously. And consciously he's totally doesn't understand what he's doing here on Earth. Like what is he supposed to do? Because it's all uninteresting to him. And that's just kind of like constant pulling back and forth, but mostly living in your dream state type idea. So I don't know. He has to make some decisions, but it's up to him because he has all the information he gave him. Um, he just doesn't want. I mean, I cannot connect to him right now because he's like, it seems like his conscious part doesn't really want me to. So, but he did let you close to him and he took your information. So, yeah, he's just type of person he wants to verify everything by himself. At least subconsciously, that's how he is.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Um, is there any way also to ask about my husband Chad if there's anything with him or anything?
Um, Here's I saw him right away. It's kind of interesting. He's also got some sort of no, those are those are like robotic insects, tiny little metallic thingies above his head constantly. And once you like said his name, I just see him like pushing them out with his hand all the time, like stay away from me, stay away. But behind, right on the back of his head, where the energy sphere goes, there's like a hole, and it just came to him through his parents and his childhood. Because he was disagreeing to some of the rules, some of the, he says, regulations of this world, and that's how they came through. But they came through because he was born in that family, and I see the energy of like frustration and related to at a soul level, basically, when he had towards his family, that his soul didn't feel like it resonated with his family much, but he was forced to incarnate in this particular family situation or whatever it is. That's what he's saying, that that's how the those AI insects got in. What they do, they just kind of like bite him a lot, irritate him, like surface, they're not inside, but at the surface level of his energy body, and they can create like feelings of frustration type thing, dissatisfaction, or sometimes kind of feeling low. And now that's because of them. It's like somebody's constantly bothering you. That's the type of feeling, but you don't know what exactly that is. And so he's blowing them out, his energy sphere right now. Well, he said, I don't need that for sure. You gave him like some sort of energetic pie or something. You say that it's very positive energy that you can hold and absorb that aroma or whatever it is. It smells like bread or something. I almost feel like it smells like an apple pie. Uh, so he's just getting the energy from you through that. It's your creation. Yeah, he's pushing out some tiny little balls, metallic balls. Um, I want to use that word, but they are from the things that they want us to get from very little, from the day we're born. Um, what they're currently pushing.
Mm.
Those are bowls. They contain some aluminum, some stuff, some ingredients of that. He's pushing them out. Just cleansing his heart area everywhere. He had some fears there, making bowls. He's funny. He opened the portal, but then he put like a bullseye thingy, and then he's hitting. In the middle was the balls of energy that he doesn't need in his body. Some frustration, some anger, some sadness, some this and that, like all the negativity that came through others, through situations that he kept in his body, especially his chest and like head and throat. Those I see he's clearing up everything. Energy just like created a cloud and walked through it, just cleansing rain. Yeah, I did that. What he's done, he's just standing and said, "What just happened?" He doesn't really understand. He has
Oh,
to get a deeper understanding of this stuff because he's really kind of like deep down he trusts you. That's why he did it according to your protocol that you gave him. But he's like that, kind of funny, like he did it for you or something. Yeah, that's all. I see them all standing, all of you, in your separate energy spheres.
so those things are disconnected from me now?
Yeah, you're completely disconnected from everything, and energy sphere looks clear. No, nothing like no scratches, no indentations, nothing like this. Yeah, your subconscious said, looked at me, I'm standing in my power. That's what I heard.
Oh, that's nice.
Hmm.
And is there anything with I have my little dog here? I love him like more than anything. Is there anything with him? Because sometimes he doesn't feel well or his tummy's upset, and I don't know how to help him.
He said, he said sometimes too much food, lol.
Oh,
And I see him like in the etheric, I see him as like brownish, kind of like beige brown, so like this colors.
yeah.
Uh,
He's black and with some white. He's a schnauzer, little one.
yeah, yeah, he looks kind of brownish like that to me.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's happy, he's funny, but he says yeah, stomach
Yeah.
natural occurring because he says that when you're not feeling 100% or if you're not in your observation vibration, so he said neutrality type, you know,
Mhm.
calm and happy type thing, that he would absorb the whatever it is negative from you,
Makes sense.
and that would go into his stomach through his digestive system. That's why he said, well, just say when you give me water, when you give me food, charge it up with positive energy and be not just do it automatically, but charge it up with your positive thinking. That's what he said.
Well, that makes sense. I'll do that. Yeah, I just love him so much. So, and I was just wondering, my mom passed last year, we were super, super close. I'm just wondering, do you ever connect with people who have passed or what they're doing or any messages?
Yeah, yeah, I can look at her.
Her name's Heike.
Wait, she said she's stuck. She's stuck. One sec. I don't understand what I'm saying. Seeing. I have to come up closer. Because I see basically her energy sphere. She's like bright green, like green leaves type energy. And then I see like an arrow through her. But that's gotta be some level. It's like it's 4D platform and a big dome over it. And there is a bunch of strange. So there's like energetic tons and tons of like souls, like essences pierced through with the arrow, and that arrow makes them hurt and makes them produce negative energy, and then it gets siphoned through the big opening on top, and it's like swirling energy goes to different systems where they need it, but that's like a low vibrational energy. So you come to her, start talking to her. I just tell her to help her with this. Yes, like a narrow that you should. You took it out. And basically you are just holding her, giving her all the information. She looks like a ball, like a typical, like essence. And then just like energies around, swirling. She's very, I want to say like earth-like, or very kind of like stable, um, animal earth, everything live. What is live? Loving energies. Just like that. That's her essence. Um, actually you took these arrows out of all the souls there, just by wanting to do it, and they just kind of like got out from them. And I see them swirling around, saying thank you to you, and so you just touched the top of the dome, and it just burned up from your hand, from your high vibration, and all the souls just came out and scattered throughout the universe. Oh, I see some reptilians come right away. One of them is like in a military type camouflage, kind of almost like dressed like a soldier. The other ones just have belts, but no clothing, but this one's in clothes. And they just like, running around. So, yeah, well, that energy power platform is gone now. And your mother went. Nah, she went to some far, far away galaxy. New Us and US. That's what she said. She's going there. She wants to be in the forests and hearing birds and all this. That's what she said. She used to be a bird before. Your dog is so funny. It just keeps. I don't know this breed, but it looks like it's got this hair, and it's like this, and it's like brown. I asked her like, why are you brown if you're not in life? And she said, well, that's how I was the previous life. And then I asked her, are you always a small dog? And she said, well, smaller dogs are Happier dogs. I don't know why she says that's kind of funny. But she keeps running and running around your energy sphere like non-stop. She says, I want to be a puppy again.
Is this my mom?
No, no, a dog.
Oh
Like,
my
I keep
God.
looking at the dog. Yeah, because she's brown with beige spots, and you said that she's different colors.
Yeah, he's a
And it's
boy.
just the energies, I guess, of her soul that are like that.
Yeah, he's actually a little boy. Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty funny. Yeah, your mom is gone. She's happy. She looks like a long green body, almost like uh, the funny people there, humanoids, green color body, energetic, eighth dimension. That's where she is. She blends into the forest. You can't even see her. She's like mimicry.
Oh, I miss her.
Yeah, she's very happy though. She says she's sending you the energy of nature, the
She
high
loves.
vibration.
Yeah, she loves nature.
Mm. Yeah, funny little world with ladybugs talking and stuff like that.
It's funny.
Mm. She's very creative and uh, energetic like a child there.
Hmm.
Pretty funny. Oh, she's fine.
Oh, I'm glad I miss her so much. So.
Yeah, she said life is like a snap. She snaps her fingers like that.
Hmm.
She just be sure you're free to go. Uh,
Oh, that's nice. I mean, I don't know if you have any time still to check my other daughter who's 26. Her name is Elise. She's a nurse. Um, if she's okay, and
she's very tired, she says. I heard it right away.
hmm
She says it's not that the physically tired, yes. She said the place I work at drains me, but the system is keeping me. That's what she said. It's like she doesn't have enough power to say something or to disconnect from the system. She feels like she's trapped, something like this. Part of it is she likes what she does, but another part she doesn't like the rules. And so it's a it's a balancing act that is very tiring. So I feel very heavy kind of energy from her. Kind of like when you want to lay in bed and you don't want to get out type energy. Give her the information. She turned into a turtle, like literally turned into a turtle right away. And she said, I want to be a turtle in Hawaii. I don't know why she said that. Kind of interesting. And she said that I just love. Oh, it's her memories from some parallel life or something like this. She wants to be in water. See her swirling and twirling and swimming in water and corals and free and like that. I wonder if she likes sea turtles.
she loves mermaids and sharks.
Oh, well, that's probably why.
Mhm.
Because she says, I just want to be a sea turtle. I want to just live in a warm climate and swim and
Mhm.
be in the ocean. Uh, you're just telling her right now that it's gonna come. These times are gonna come. She just has to hold on, be sovereign. You, you keep telling her, just be sovereign. Take all the ties from all that. See, there is a huge octopus hanging over her head, and that is a egregor of that institution, where everybody's in the white coat. So yeah, she feels that it's like a pressure over her shoulders, over her head, and you give her information how to disconnect, keep disconnecting. You just basically say that you refuse to participate in this huge giant project called work of hers, and you just want to remain independent and preserve your energy for yourself. You refuse to give it away. That's it. So she goes like this. She understands that, because she understands the more people talk to her, the more people ask her to do this and that, and the more stories she hears and all this, it all drains her energy. So she's gonna try to maneuver in between what is very important, what is not, because some people are just energy vampires at her working place, so she's gonna keep away from them. But she has to work at her, like on herself at the physical level also, and to figure things out for herself, to better scan people energetically and trust herself in that. So she says that, she said, I'll consider that. That's what she said, because she has a hard time. She knows it inside.
Hmm.
So that's it.
Oh, is it okay to quickly ask about my oldest son who's 28? He's in medical school. He just started. How he's doing? His name's Kyril. Kyril, I call him Bubba.
Yeah. He's in a little room with glass doors all around instead of the walls, the glass doors. And he tries to open them, he tries to knock on the doors, and he can't do it. So give him the information, and he takes the information. He creates fire in the middle, burns it down. There's some contracts there. He's gonna work on them, he said. But they were created because he wanted to go into this field. And this field has certain, like I said, egregorian beings behind. There's a whole huge, there's a lot of mantis people, like beings behind, reptilians, doing all kinds of experiments and stuff in that field. So he just wants to disconnect from that. Let me fast forward. So if I fast forwarded, he got rid of all the contracts, he burned them up, took the little cords. It almost looks like an exoskeleton system out. Metallic sticks and cords all connected. He pushed out that strange horse-looking thing. It's like that Minotaur, or how is it called? Like a horse was a face of a human. That was behind him, trying to control him. So he pushed him out. It's from one of the lives, and he disconnected from everything. So that's it. It's done.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm just asking really quick too. When I'm sleeping, do people ever go anywhere else while they're sleeping or do anything else that they just don't remember?
Oh, yeah, we do it all the time. We work in groups. We change the negative timelines into positive events. We work all over the universe trying to eliminate the virus and there, the black goo and all this stuff and help other planets. And we do all kinds of stuff. Just the physical body is the biggest filter we have, and it filters out. It doesn't let us remember unless we practice to remember, and it's not easy to do. Can take a lot of time and depends on your DNA whether you can do it or not. There's a lot of things involved. But yeah, we
Yeah,
would
I
do a
just
lot
wish
of
I could
stuff.
remember, like
Mm,
here.
it's like when you're waking up. What I do when I'm waking up, I realize I'm waking up, but I'm still like looking what I'm doing. And I can quickly go back and see what I did. If you can try to do that, then you'll kind of figure out what you do. But like I told you, you like to observe, so you kind of fly around and observe things happening in the universe energetically, planet system, universes, like that. You can fly to your mother and visit her. It's very easy. And do any kind of stuff. You can just like program yourself and your thoughts. I want to do that, and you'll do that, and then program yourself. I'm going to remember, or at least I will remember the last thing I did when I'm waking up. Well, it might take time. I mean, it's not like comes right away. All this stuff, it's like you develop, you practice, you know. It's kind of like vision and perception. You do have the abilities via your DNA, like I always had, but then the information comes super quickly after you do it all the time. So,
And,
uh,
and do our souls come from like a specific place before we came here or anything like that?
you come from this vacuum space that we call it, I mean, you can call it the source, or I call it platforms of creation. You call it your castle, creative creation laboratory or a castle. I mean, everybody has different ideas is we're all different independent creators, so you can come up with whatever. But yeah, there is a space all the way above. Human mind cannot comprehend what it is all the way above, but that's how the whole thing started from energy. Energy recreates the energy by
Hmm,
using imagination.
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Does my mom know that I miss her?
Oh, she's here. She's always hearing you. You
Oh,
don't realize what we think. Oh, it's a huge universe. Oh, it's a lot of universes. It's vast. No, it's one spot. One spot. We're all connected. Everything connected. You talk to your mother through your mind. You ask your question. The answer will come in a shape of your thoughts. Just don't think that these are your thoughts. These are her thoughts transmitted to you. That's how telepathy works. So
that makes
just practice.
yeah.
Yeah.
And are things going to get better in the world in the next
Oh
while?
yeah, like I said, 4 to 5. Hey, you like Dave, you watch him.
I
We
do.
always talk about this.
I
Yeah,
know.
everything's getting better. It just they are still showing us the old screens of things getting worse because that's how the smoke and mirrors of this reality works. If you don't do how they do it, you know, the victory is gonna be stopped. And if you do it the way we're doing it now, that's gonna be a kind of sneaky way to do it, but the way that we're kind of mimicking them,
Mhm.
pretending we are going with the program, but we're actually not. So,
Do you think things will get better by Christmas or next year?
No, no, no. What we usually say, like what I said in the previous sessions, that's just my conscious mind saying that right now, 8 to 9 months. I mean, 4 to 5 months, and then they're gonna be better. Christmas is a big thunderstorm, so get ready for that energetically. There's gonna be a lot of things happening. Just like buckle up.
Uh-oh.
That's what Dave says.
Um,
I mean, yeah, it's in the other sessions too. I'm just saying that what I remember, what I saw before.
right. So after Christmas, hopefully things will get better next year then.
Right, yeah. You remember, timelines are always changing. Don't get stuck on one exact time. Like, whoever tells you the exact time or months,
Mm-hmm.
eh, we can always change because timelines are like,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I
Yeah,
see them. So,
that makes sense. Yeah, I'm just hoping the world gets better. I mean, my daughter had to drop nursing school because they were going to make her take the
yeah,
medication.
I understand, yeah.
So that's
Oh,
one
well,
that was a negative as well. So it's been hard. And my husband's a doctor, so he was very disappointed, you know. So
yeah, but those people are gonna be. It's just a period, like I said. Transitions are not easy, but they're for the best. You have to go through some sort of transition. You can just click your fingers and make the world all pink and
yeah,
cozy.
I know it's just been really
Uh,
difficult. So
It's for everybody. It's for me
mm,
too. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, it comes from the families. The hardship comes inside and outside also the same. So that's why it's hard. But just keep strong.
I know. And is there anything I can do to protect myself from hopefully nothing attaching again or
Your biggest protection is your knowledge.
mm-hmm,
Just stand in your sovereign power. You're a creator. You're a creator. You're powerful. You know everything.
mm-hmm,
And when you know, that's your protection. You don't need to do all this energy protections that people do. This is just for those people who actually don't have enough belief in themselves that they can protect themselves by the understanding, by the high level of consciousness.
mm-hmm.
But other than that,
That makes sense.
yeah.
That makes sense. So
Well, if you're done with questions,
yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time today. I really do. I really enjoy listening to you and also to Dave. And
thanks. Yeah, I'm disconnecting
well, thanks.
from everything.
That was really nice information. So,
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, with good questions actually.
well, my dog's actually right here.
Oh yeah, that's what I don't know the breeds of the dogs,
Yes.
but yeah, the hairs. I told you the hairs.
Uh,
But he looked like dark brown with beige
this is
spots.
Moby.
It's nice.
He
Okay,
really loves me a
stopping.
lot. So,
Okay, thanks.